Hello and welcome. Today we have Miss Neha Deo, one of the medical students in a premium institution in Midwest, and today she'll be sharing with us the the expertise and skills she acquired or worked on for her interview skills for U.S. medical school applications and interview season, and that is applicable to our USMLE candidates who will be going into the trail for their residency application as well. So Neha, thank you so much for being with us. You've been very kind. In briefly to our viewers, if you want to share what worked well for you, or what skills you acquired for your applications for medical school interview trail, that'll be very beneficial to our viewers.
Sure. Well, I went to a university that didn't really have a pre-med institution or a pre-med committee, and so I felt a little bit disadvantaged. And sort of what I did instead was I went to the internet to sort of see how I could better prepare myself as a competitive candidate for U.S. medical schools interviews. And so what I used was Reddit Pre-Med. It's a community of individuals who sort of work together to assess their competitiveness as a medical or potential medical student, or finding advice as to how to go about doing interviews. And what I had found was a link that an individual made that had over 500 interview questions that you could practice with. And sort of what I did with that was I wrote each on a cue card, and I asked my coworkers, I asked my supervisors, I asked my PI, I asked my parents if we could just go through 5 to 10 cue cards together, and they could give feedback to me based on what they thought of my interview skills, whether it was the response itself or if it was my body language or my tone of voice. And with that, I got a variety of opinions or suggestions as to how I could improve my interview skills. And I think something important to consider is every individual will give you different feedback, and it's really up to you what sort of feedback you want to take and incorporate into your interview skills. And another thing that I sort of did, but I realized it wasn't as important as I thought it was learning about the U.S. healthcare system. As a Canadian student, I didn't really know a lot about the U.S. healthcare system, and I was concerned that if they did ask me in the interview what I knew, I wouldn't be able to respond or talk about it. And so I learned a lot about the current political landscape and how that impacted U.S. healthcare and the changes and the reform that was recently made. However, on my interview trail, I really wasn't asked a lot of questions. And even in medical school today, a lot of our teachers really stress that even they don't know a lot about the medical system because it is very difficult and complex to understand. And so I wouldn't stress about that too much for the interview trail.
Great, perfect. Can you summarize it for us that in a couple of points, what some of these tips and skills?
Sure. I would say perhaps finding a way of creating practice questions for yourself and sort of using that with individuals from different communities or different groups that you work with to get feedback on your interviewing, as well as sort of using online resources as well as other people and individuals to be able to get a variety of opinions as to how to prepare and sort of guidance and experience as to what they did.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And probably in future, we can bother you again to see if we can find you with some of those representative questions and then some of the tentative answers. Not, I understand that answers are very personal and different for everybody, but at least that'll give some idea to our viewers as well. We like to thank you. Thank you for being here with us. And for our viewers, please do watch it, like it, and subscribe it. So then you'll be get alerted for our more videos with Ms. Neha Deo and other experts in the field. We'll be talking about interview skills. We'll be talking about personal statements. We'll be talking about how to make yourself competitive a candidate for medical school or USMLE or medical residency as well. Thanks again, Neha.
Great. Thank you so much.